Hello. Welcome to episode 5 of Red River Podcast. What you're listening to is an intro. Could you believe an actual intro? My buddies in the band, the Brooklyn What, let me use their song, The Basement, which is pretty fitting because this is where we're always at. So they are no longer a band, but Jamie and the singer and the drummer are actually in a band now called No Ice. So check either one of those two out. We'll post links with the Facebook and all that other stuff. So what's going on, Langan?
Same old, same old.
Hello. Same old. Parker.
I'm too busy watching Mike Malamo trying to figure out which,
Yeah, Mike's just going to watch TV while we hang. So that's all right. It's all right. And we have...
He got it.
There you go. We have our guest, one of my favorite drummers that I get to watch and also play with. He hits like a fucking octopus on steroids.
Whoa.
Pretty much. I mean, honestly, I remember when I was in a room watching him play, I was like, God damn, I'm like, he's going to hurt those things. So, what's up, Mark?
Hi.
You want to talk into that mic a little?
Hi there.
There you go.
There
Cool.
we go.
So, all right. It's been, there you go.
Oh,
yeah, Mike's just messing around. So, as of today, we're on iTunes, so all you fucking iPhone people can stop fucking belly aching with the SoundCloud. So you could find that. It helps if you rate it. And what the fuck? Subscribe and rate it?
Yeah.
I don't have an iPhone.
Yeah. I don't either, but I'm just going with it, man.
Only good ratings,
I do.
right?
Yeah, Mark
I do.
does. So.
Only good ratings.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
If it's anything below a fucking 5, like, don't even bother.
No, get rid of that shit.
All
Yeah,
my asshole friends don't think you're funny going on there.
Yeah, you're messing up our money here. So it's been a little bit since we last recorded.
3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. And I was listening to the Rick episode, and I loved it because I thought Brian Langan was pretty funny. So, and we were talking, like, my favorite story was your Testament story.
Oh, Chuck Billy.
I just
Stole
loved
my
it.
weed.
Every time I listen to it, like a moron.
Yeah.
Like you were like sitting there and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna get to smoke weed, hang out at the tour
I was
bus.
gonna have a really, I got a good story out of it.
Yeah,
but
you got a
not
good
the one I was looking for. I thought I was gonna get high with the singer Testament. And he stole my weed.
You got basically tell
Really?
Mark.
Yeah.
It's so good. Tell him, please.
Fucking terrible. You want me to tell it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I like it. I could listen to it again.
Testament was playing the Crazy Donkey with the original lineup, so I was pretty psyched about that. And Chuck Billy, the singer, had just beaten cancer. So I guess it was medicinal marijuana he was looking for, of course. And he's hanging out in the back, and I'm like, yo, I'm talking to him, this and that, real nice guy. And he's like, God, I'd kill for some weed right now. I don't have anything. And I'm like, shit, I got a bet like an eighth in my car, it's shitty brown weed or whatever. So I run back there, and I'm run back over. I figure roll up a couple of bones, hang out on the bus, talk.
Join the
Testament,
band,
Alex yeah. Like, you know what? You're so cool. You should just ride to the next town, and then a star is born. But no, he just took it from me and said, "Thanks, man," and put it in his pocket and got on the bus with all the other members of Testament.
And they all smoked your weed.
They all smoked my
And
weed.
then they wrote another record.
The bus drove away. The dust in my face. I sit there crying.
That's a jaded dude that doesn't. He doesn't want to hang out with anybody.
Did not want to hang out.
I don't even like it.
He thanked me though.
Yeah, maybe
He did say thank you. He didn't just take it. So
maybe you
he's
didn't
not
look cool
totally-
enough for him to like let you in. He was just like
My hair wasn't longer then.
Yeah,
You
you probably
look
still.
at this herb. And the weed looked really bad. It was like the weed you get in Washington Square Park. It wasn't like the shit, some hydro or something.
That fucking dirt weed.
Yeah.
I
He's like,
remember
"Fuck this guy and his shitty weed."
that reminded me of like the time that like my friend had Kool Keith play his bar. I don't know if you know who Kool Keith is. All right, so he's like a hip hop legend. Okay, so my friend calls me the night of the show. He's like, "Yo, you don't even have to pay to get in. Just do me a favor tonight." I'm like, "Cool, what's up?" He's like, "I need somebody to drive Kool Keith home to the Bronx tonight." Okay, I'm like, that could be cool. I'm like, this guy's been rapping since '86. Like, I could ask him. I could listen. I have him in my car for like 90 minutes.
Captive audience.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he ain't leaving. He's not going to ask me to drop him off at exit 40 for asking him too many questions. He's going to be like, "Fuck it, this fat kid's just going to keep talking." So in my head, I'm just like, "Okay, cool." So I'm like, "Fuck it, I'll do it." And my friend Keith Moore, like one of my best friends, I tell him about it. He's like, "You know what I hope he does to you?" It's like, I hope he gets in the fucking car and I hope he fucking falls asleep as soon as he gets in. And as soon as you pull up to his place, I hope he wakes up and says thank you and leaves. So I'm like, that's not going to happen. So the night of the show, like I meet him and he's on, he seems to not be the soberest of people. Mm-hmm. So instead, like the show, he was contracted to do 70 minutes. He does 70 minutes. And then from there, he decides to do some like fucking like Andy Kaufman fucking thing for like 30 or 40 more minutes that cleared out the place because he just talked about, I don't know what he did. It was insane. He just finished his set and then he got on the mic and him and his hype man just talked nonsense. And everyone, 10 minutes, this is so funny. 20 minutes, okay. 30 minutes, like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
It's a spoken word performance.
What nonsense? Really? What were they saying?
So basically, like, they were done with their fucking set, and he was just like, hey, man, he's like, you know what I really like? He's like, I like Skype, and then his, like, hype man is just, like, going back and forth with him. He's like, yeah, he's like, Skype. And then he was just like, I also like refrigerators. Like refrigerators, like, because you get in and there's like soda and it's nice and cold. And we're just like, funny. And then it just like, he must have done it on purpose. And there was like another
He hasn't said anything that wasn't correct, though. I mean, most things are pretty fucking cool.
I was going to say, my refrigerator, it just went out.
Did it?
Uh-huh.
Right.
So,
you got to appreciate it,
yeah.
right? So you're feeling what he's putting
So
out.
basically,
Kool
you would have
Keith
been like
repairman, maybe.
Yeah.
Give him a call.
Then he started talking about porn stars, and I was like, I perked up. I was like,
we can relate to
listen,
that.
I completely. So he wanted to meet Lisa Ann.
Ooh.
And at the time, my friend worked at a strip club, and that's who would dance there all the time. So I was like, I could probably do that. So he's wasted and finally gets the fuck off. Instead of like 12 when he was supposed to leave, we start leaving at 1:30 in the morning. My girlfriend comes with me who can give two shits about who the fuck Kool Keith is. But she's like, whatever, this guy is, my boyfriend's happy and stupid, like, I'm like, you don't understand. He's ultramagnetic. She's like, yeah, whatever. She's sitting in the front seat. So it's him and his hype man. We get in. It's August. It was a little chilly in the air, I guess, whatever. So we're driving, but it's fucking August. This guy's like, hey, can you turn up the heat? I was just like, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Sorry, Mr. Cool. But this was like exit 62. I'm like, I would fall asleep. He's like, all right, cool. He's like, can we stop at a diner or something? I'm just like, okay. I'm like, no. I'm like, how about 7-Eleven? He's like, okay, cool. So then we get 7-Eleven. He gets out with my girlfriend, and he wanted tea. So my girlfriend tells me, she tells him, she's like, oh, they have like chamomile or whatever, explaining to him what they have there. And he looks at her. He's like, yeah, that'll do. Thanks. Completely. I'm just like, this guy just played you. Whatever. So she gets him the tea, and then we get back in the car, and sure enough, he falls asleep.
Wow.
And he
Fucking
slept.
Keith was right, man.
Yeah. He fucking, like, this is the conversation. I'm driving, right? I'm, like, sitting there thinking, like, okay, Kool Keith, fucking legend. I'm like, hey, man. I'm like, so what's it like to work with MF Doom? Crickets. His hype man elbows him. He's like, huh? He's like, oh, he wants to know what it's like to work with MF Doom. He's like, oh, yeah, that guy's cool. Right back to sleep. And I'm like, you got, like, after 20...
took him to the fucking diner, dude.
Yeah.
I
don't know. That was like the worst.
Get some cheese fries or something, wake his ass up.
I would much rather have Chuck Billy steal my weed because that was like like, it was just quick. This was like a 2-hour, because he made me stop like 6 other places.
Really?
And by the time we got to his apartment, it was like 3:30 in the morning. My
It's
girlfriend
like a
was
fucking
sleeping.
scavenger hunt this fucking guy's got you going on.
Yo, It was like the opposite of cool, like like completely.
He should have turned that K backwards like corn, man. Like that shit was uncool Keith.
He was uncool Keith that night, but whatever. I got the fucking story, so who gives a shit?
There you go.
What about what did you guys do anything? Like
since last episode?
Yeah,
I fucking watched a shitload of movies, which was pretty cool. What the hell did I watch? I watched that Office Christmas Party movie. That was pretty fucking good.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking...
I started watching it, and then I didn't finish it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fucking
liked
funny.
it.
Yeah,
Who's in
that T.J. Miller.
Oh, yeah.
And that fucking guy, I just look at him and I start cracking up.
Jason Bateman?
Jason Bateman, yeah.
Did the guys from The State write that movie?
I don't know who wrote it.
I feel like they might have, because some of those guys were actually in the movie.
Yep.
And my girlfriend put it on, and I never have any faith on anything that she puts on. And I just watched it. It was like in the afternoon, and it was fucking pretty funny.
It was. And it bombed in the theater. I don't know why.
Well, the theater is different now. Like, I don't really... I think technology kind of made everything weird. You would know because you sell records for a living. Mm-hmm. It's just almost like... I feel like a movie is turned into like a record. Like, if it finds you, cool. But, I mean, you could always play shows. I don't know what a movie does. I guess a movie goes to, like, Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, a movie could, like, people like to go out and see live bands. You know what I mean? I feel like people still all go out to
Absolutely.
movies for the same reason that they go see a band live, just to get out and do something.
Well, certain movies like Star Wars, it's like an event. Lots of people go, but technology and televisions and surround sound and all this cool shit is so available for you to have in your living room, in the comfort of your living room, without any annoying ass fucking people around you. You know what I mean? And it's cheaper. That's what they have to compete with.
That's what they have to compete with, and what they're doing now, which fucking sucks because I've been going to the movies lately, is they're raising the prices.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, if like me and someone go to the movies, it's like $50.
Oh yeah.
By the time it's like said and done. So if you're a kid, you're probably not thinking like, I'm gonna take my date to the movie.
That's New York. Dude, in Michigan, Husna, my wife, and I have gone to movies for $4.50, $5. But here, like Long Beach movie theater is like $13 or $14, and it's ridiculous. And it's not nice, It's a very small.
13 and 14 is like the price now, and like now they hit you with like I went to go see the Belko Experiment and Life recently, which are two completely different movies. And now they like what they did, so they have these like big like comforter seats. So I guess you could only fit so many of those.
Yeah.
But it's like, how comfortable do you want to make it? Like, I'm sitting there thinking
so
like,
nice, man.
yeah, but for old people like us, yo, like I might fall asleep and like miss out on my $20 movie.
I got a kid, so I'll go to the movies that I'm like, oh God. And so if I doze off,
$20 nap for lasagna.
I'm cool with that. He's
cool.
paying attention for an hour and a half. It's like a babysitter.
Yeah.
I paid $20 for it.
So
for an hour and a half.
That's
comfort.
That's the angle. So your kid is doing his thing. For me, I'm sitting there thinking like, I want to have an uncomfortable seat because I want to basically be awake for the whole movie. I want it to be like torture.
Not enjoy yourself.
Yeah, no, I want to enjoy the movie, but not my seat too much because I'm like sitting back there, and the only thing that keeps
remember those red, they were God,
gum
they were
stuck
awful.
on it.
Yeah, I can't go back there. I'm too comfortable now.
they're
And what if the
nice.
movie
I
sucks
agree.
and you get a shitty seat?
life is pretty.
If the
terrible.
movie's shitty, at least I can chill. I'm comfortable.
You're there.
I got double cup rests.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? You can't underestimate that. You got 2 cup rests.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like it's really hard to compete with sitting at home.
Sure.
You could actually pick the fucking seats that you want to sit at, but I'm thinking like, I don't want to do that. I'm like looking for the ones that are the furthest away from people. And like, you know, like there was like a whole row next to me, and then these two people bought the 2 seats next to me, and the guy like sat next to me. He's like, "What's up?" I was like, and I'm by myself watching the movie. Like, oh, all right, whatever. But it's like, it's
And was it empty? Like there was millions.
Yo,
other
no,
seats
he could have
picked right next to you.
I
hate
could
that
have
shit.
moved. I could have moved over, but I didn't want to offend the guy. Like that's weird. It's like
the same guy at the gym that has to use the treadmill right next to you, and the whole fucking place is empty.
Oh, that's me. I've done that. So as long as it's like, you know, like I like
It's
my
like the
shit.
urinal rule.
Nice.
When you walk in, they're empty. You're supposed to.
That's why I just pee right in the sink, man. You know, I just cut the middleman out.
Stay away from people.
Do you watch The Walking Dead?
No, never. I've never watched.
Why?
You know, I'm not into it. I'm not into that kind of.
You're not into zombies, or you're just not into that?
The whole zombie, it doesn't entertain me or frighten me, or because it's not real. So I don't really enjoy it.
What do you
don't get
watch?
started on it because it'll disappoint you anyway. You know,
I think everything will disappoint you eventually.
this is true.
Yeah.
Anything that
It's like a
scares me
Smith
is
song right there.
oh sorry.
Oh, go
is
ahead.
it's like a true story of a horrible person committing terrible, brutal murders. That's scary to me.
Okay. Like what? Okay.
I don't know. Like on ID, you know, they have a show
yeah.
called like
Mike agrees.
Fear That Neighbor.
Fear that
Yeah.
neighbor.
and like Obsession and Web of Lies, and there are these terrible stories where these people are just abusing this person that isn't or is on the show. They might be dead or not, you know.
Yeah.
But
I like that stuff.
that you know, it scares me. That's
I
what
get
scares
that.
me. Not,
I get
not,
that.
not
I watch a
zombies.
lot of those shows.
I like-
Escaped, Most Evil, all those like real
Yeah.
scenarios because that shit really happened. Those people are out there. I guess those zombie stuff is just, you know, I'm not expecting to be scared by anything anymore
I'm not
at my age.
expecting.
So it's just fun, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like at this point, like it's like fucking cancer and not being able to like make a living are the two scariest things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Or comfortable
news.
seats at the movie theater.
Yeah.
That's the real
True.
fucking enemy right there.
Yeah.
I know.
that's number 3 though. So it's like way back.
Sean brought up a thing about Norm Macdonald. Like everybody's so scared of flying, but then Norm Macdonald was like, well, what about your heart?
What about your heart? And what about your heart? Sometimes, it's just there, and it'll just go off sometimes. Like, oh, so I'm really fucking scared of flying, and it's funny because we were going to talk about festivals, and you just played a festival when we were young, and like last week, right? So I texted him. I was like, oh, cool, festivals are going to be what we're going to talk about, and he's like, oh, why don't you come? And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like thinking in my head, Karen's away for the weekend. I'm like, you're like, oh, you can stay in my hotel room. I'll get you in. All
Did you say
cool.
where the festival was?
California.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my head, I'm thinking like, I've never been to California. That sounds like a great plan, right? And I'm just like checking. I'm like, all right, cool. Like $600-700 like for the round trip. That's not bad. And then I check, and for some reason, last minute is more fucking money.
Yeah.
Why? It was like $1,200 for a round trip.
Because if you're doing it last minute, they got you. You clearly you're like desperate. You know what I mean? If you're planning in advance, I think that's what it is. Like, this guy's got to go somewhere fast. We can charge him whatever the fuck we want to.
Yeah, because
That's
like
what it
even
is.
for someone like me that bailed, there was somebody that's like 12, fine, whatever.
Yeah, I got to get there. So here it is.
And like
Yeah.
for 5 minutes, I was going to California. I was going to go watch Morrissey. I was going to go watch Alkaline Trio. He wanted to rape me in his hotel room, which was weird too. I was just like,
That 5 minutes must have been awesome.
Nice.
Well, Marcy played the day before we played.
all right, so now I feel better.
Did he finish that show? I read he just
well,
walked off one
he did.
recently. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he does that all the time. But
Yeah.
what I did hear was last minute he was threatening to just not show up, and then so I guess the people at the festival had to be like, no, here's this much more money. No, this much more money. Fine, and I think he got paid $200,000 more dollars.
Whoa.
than he
I
was
love the
supposed to get
Smiths
paid.
and shit, but what the fuck is this
He's.
dude doing?
I'm a Morrissey apologist.
Yeah, me
Just
too.
as a Smiths fan,
Mhm.
just like I'm an Axl Rose apologist. Actually,
Right.
maybe not so much anymore. But it's like, why? What is the frame of mind that makes you do something like that?
And especially, he couldn't even get a distributor for his last record. He was
Yeah.
going through hell somebody to release his shit. So you think he'd be like, "Oh, thank God I got it out. People want to see me. I got a career." Like,
Yeah.
but supposedly the last time his voice went out or something. But I don't know.
How could someone
It's
who
bizarre. If you're buying a ticket for one of his shows, you're basically just rolling the dice.
you're rolling the
Yeah,
dice,
yeah.
especially now. I didn't even know that he did that for that. So,
Yeah.
man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Diva,
like,
man.
I do the same thing for like, you know, I'm a Weezer apologist.
Mm-hmm.
Axl Rose
Apologizing too much, bro.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? I'm a Walking Dead apologist. You
Yo,
know?
I just told somebody that my favorite Weezer album was Beverly Hills, and they believed me.
Who the hell did you tell that to?
We were in Australia and we were touring with this band Acceptance, and Weezer got brought up, and he was like, "Oh, what's your favorite album?" And I was just Beverly Hills, and he was like, "Huh."
He fucking tweeted right away.
Nice.
Sitting next to the guy from Taking Back Sunday has no fucking clue.
I finally had to go do it. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
The Beverly Hills one, that fucking song sucks.
Terrible.
You know, but once again, there's a band that had 2 amazing records, and everything since then. I like their last 2 albums, but like those first 2 records and B-sides were so good for me that like I ate shit on the rest of those fucking records. Like they were just fucking terrible.
Well, you know, the Green album I thought was pretty good.
It was okay. It just wasn't like the first 2 because it was like such a safe record.
Yeah. Island in the Sun I thought was a good song though.
It's a good song, I guess, for like Z100 and shit like that, you know? So, I mean, I'm just saying, so, you know? But, yeah, for those 5 minutes, this guy made me happy. I was like, yo, Mark, I'm like, let's do it, Cali. Like, I'm in. And then I checked the flights. I was like, all right, man, I'm out. I'm staying in fucking wherever the fuck I was, Holbrook at the time or something. Like, probably the most depressing town on Long Island.
It was like the polar opposite of where you were thinking about going.
Oh, my God.
You were picking up, what SPF do I need out there? Is it, what's how should I pack? Do I need a sweatshirt? I heard it's cold at night. And it's hot during the day, but it's a dry heat. And then I'm going to stay in Holbrook.
I'm going to sit there. I'll meet Bill Stevenson from The Descendants.
Well, at least they got Mama
You
Lombardi's
definitely would
here.
not have met
Nice, good
Bill
place.
Stevenson.
Listen.
I tried to go up on stage while they were playing.
Oh, and they were not having it?
Well, I mean, there was people up there, and then when I asked, whoever was running the stage, the guy, I talked to the dude right before we went on, and I have a New York Yankees tattoo, so we're talking about the New York Yankees tattoo, yada, yada, yada. I'm from New York, and I'm talking to this dude for like 5-10 minutes, and we're getting along great, and then I went to...
He tried to shimmy by him.
well, I
Hold
was
on,
like,
man.
Hey, can I get on stage? And he just looked at me, no. I was like, all right. That's weird.
I thought we had a moment. That's weird, you know?
Yeah.
I guess you get in trouble if you let, like, he's like the gatekeeper, I guess, or some
Maybe.
shit. Do you guys have one when you play?
You know, I don't know. I was actually wondering if people were trying to get on while we were playing, and then the same thing was happening.
Yeah.
So
like,
maybe that did
maybe,
happen.
yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, yo, can I see Taking Back Sunday? And they're like, nah. Not happening.
No,
So,
fuck you.
Yeah. It's always fun. The times that I've seen you from the side, you know, I was like this stage potato. And it's like a fun thing to see every now and then because you see like yeah, stage potato all day long.
So funny.
So you see like the perspective of like, you know, playing like a fucking pretty massive show.
Yeah.
But still, the best sound is just out there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Completely.
Of course.
You're like next to somebody's amp. You're like, yeah, cool. You know.
But that experience, you know, how often do you get? You gotta,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're 3 failed musicians, so every now and then you're just like, let me just peek
Let's
at
see
you.
how the other
Like,
half lives.
Yeah, let me see.
This could have been me.
For 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I think I could do this. I'm like, all right, get the fuck off here. So, now let's talk about festivals real quick. Unless, did you have something else?
Nah, just shit that I watched.
Okay.
I know that you and I watched Split.
I didn't finish
Oh, you
Split.
didn't finish. Great movie.
I gotta finish
Nah,
Split.
That was very good.
Are you an M. Night guy?
Nah.
Mike, you liked it?
Hell yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta-
It was so good.
Why do you hate everything? What do you like?
You know,
Tell me.
I don't even know what that Split is. You know, I like documentaries. Louis Theroux.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really good. He was on what the fuck was he on? He's got a couple of things new. I didn't listen to the Joe Rogan episode, but I don't know if I would like it. I like his movies.
What docs are you talking about? Documentaries?
What did he do? He did like...
I love documentaries.
He does one on like the porn industry, like dudes in the porn industry, and man, he's done so much. One where he went out to like a legal prostitution house out in Nevada somewhere.
Oh, I might have seen that. Is that Mustang Ranch or something like
Bunny,
that?
Bunny
one
Ranch?
Stern always, that's
Bunny Ranch.
something like that. I might have seen that.
Might have been. He does a lot of shit, and it's all like on YouTube. A lot of it you could find on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just send you some links.
I like it. That's might be passing horror as my favorite genre. I watch so many documentaries.
I could watch a documentary on anything.
Because truth is getting way stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's some crazy shit out there.
I like Mike agreeing over there. Every now and then I just got to look at Mike Malama in the back agreeing.
He's hanging with the Warrior.
Well, we never had a live audience before.
Yeah, we never
get
did.
Instant feedback.
We did, honestly, you're
I'm
right.
checking over. Does Mike like this? Does Mike like what
Mikey
direction?
likes it.
Every now and then put your thumb up or down. See if we're going in the right direction.
That's actually what he's been doing. So I wanted to basically talk about festivals real quick. Because I love them, but I know a lot of people hate them. Like, obviously, the first one. Can we say the first one's Lollapalooza? Can you think of anything before?
Woodstock?
Yeah. Woodstock.
Wow.
There was a little one called Woodstock.
Hold
Jesus
on.
Christ.
I'm talking about, like, shit that we were...
Oh,
like,
okay.
Ultimate, man.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know if
second
you guys know
Woodstock?
how old I am.
Yeah,
When the Hell's Angels stabbed that guy during Jagger.
Didn't you bring over, like, the gauze after you got stabbed?
I did. I bandaged that guy. Yeah. You can
Bad.
see me in the Give Me Shelter documentary.
Nice.
Lollapalooza was the first traveling one, I remember.
right?
You know, I went from town to town. That wasn't just a one day or whatever. But
And I fucking loved, like, the concept of it because it was, like, right away, it was, like, completely different. It was like, okay, we're going to have Ministry. We're going to have Ice Cube.
Yeah.
We're going to have Jane's Addiction. We're going to have Ice-T. Like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I love it. And maybe it's something that comes with, like, age as you get older. Maybe as you get older, maybe you don't want to go to...
It's a young man's game.
Is
It's
it a young
long,
man's game?
Hot day.
Oh, yeah.
People
Yeah, it
smell
is.
really bad. You know, water costs like $18.
Oh, fucking forget about it.
You know,
I
it's tough.
I want to shout out the Orion Festival, the Metallica one,
Oh,
because
yeah.
they were giving out free water.
That's pretty cool.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised. Lars probably had an angle on that
Yeah.
shit. He probably owned the water company, got some kickback. But that is cool, though, because they should. People could get dehydrated, really sick out there.
It does. What I noticed about festivals for my experience is, like, for the first half of the day, you're basically sweating and squinting at a band in the back, and you kind of hear them.
Mm-hmm.
But then as, like, night comes on, there's, like, that one band that plays right before it gets dark.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes.
Yes.
You're like, now I'm having a good time. The first, like, 6 hours have been fucking kind of miserable. You know, but still, it's like a mixtape. Like, you know, you get to walk around and stuff like that. So
Now, you're on the other end. Like, how do you feel about playing them? Or do you enjoy playing, like, those open air, huge...
Usually something happens with Taking Back Sunday to where it always goes terrible. Someone always gets way too drunk, or yeah, that's basically it. And we usually do terrible on them, and
It depends
don't
on what
gain one
time
fan.
of day you go on. Like,
Yeah.
how drunk somebody could get, like,
Yeah,
longer.
It's always someone else that's doing it. But yeah, I mean, you know, we've done festivals in the UK
Mm-hmm.
where you know, I got to watch Rage Against the Machine
Nice.
on the stage when they
That's
got
awesome.
back together.
what year
That's
was
killer.
that? Is that like 2006?
Probably something
yeah,
like
that sounds
that.
about right.
What festival was it?
Reading and Leeds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Wow.
that's like
Big.
pretty.
That's big.
pretty
time.
cool, man.
That was the best. It
festivals
was
are
really,
great,
really
though.
like while
Yeah.
they were playing, I was like, I can't believe I'm right
Yeah.
here looking at this.
That and Download. Isn't that the other big one? Download?
Well,
Download's a metal
Download
that's
used to
what
be-
Donington,
Yeah,
I
okay.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the European festivals are so good. I
Oh,
think
they're
'cause,
huge.
I mean, with the Euro Rail or whatever, like you could go from Spain to Germany, no problem, real quick. America's so fucking big. You know, I can't get to Chicago for Lollapalooza that easy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If they're going to do that one show. But you could get to Wacken or whatever. Like, it's not that hard to go from one country to another and pack in these amazing festivals, you know? But
And like, when you play these festivals with Taking Back Sunday, like, it's got to be, I guess, like a catch-22 because you're getting people that normally wouldn't come to see you. But also, it's like sometimes you probably look in there and maybe you see like 5 people digging it and the other people being like, what is this? Like, so that's got to be interesting, I guess.
Yeah, if we play well, then yeah, it's good.
And people like look up and they're like, oh, you know what? Take these guys.
Yeah, I mean, recently we started doing better with that situation, but it was for years. Every time that we played a festival, it was awful. We would just play terribly and not gain one fan. But I was going to say, you know, the first time that we went to the UK, we played Download Festival, and it's all metal bands. And they put us on before Slayer.
Oh, my God. That's awesome.
Wow.
Really?
Well, we
Well,
were
I
supposed to
think-
tell the tale.
Yeah.
we were supposed to play after Slayer, but something happened with their flights and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, you know what? You just go ahead. You play now.
How
And
does-
it was like 10,000 Slayer fans. And they were like, no.
Waiting for
Waiting for
So they
Slayer.
switched the. Oh my
Oh my God,
That's
like-
even. Oh,
It was
that's
brutal. Let me
worst
tell you, it was just as
situation.
bad as you could possibly think it would go. I mean,
Guys, Slayer's going to be on right after Taking Back Sunday.
yeah. Hold up. Here we are, though. King. You know, just
The
playing.
band before them probably. All right, get ready for Slayer. In 10 minutes, they're gonna be. Wait, change your
Everybody
plans.
like gets over there.
If you want to feel like a weak band,
Yeah.
go on before Slayer.
I mean, that happens to every band that plays before Slayer, except for like Hatebreed, maybe.
I think
Full band. Or the only other band that they toured Lamb of God seems
Yeah.
like only
And
now.
I think Killswitch Engage got along with it too. I think that they were.
I saw Killswitch there, and they were getting the shit, but they were having fun with
Yeah,
it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's
It's a tough
I can't
thing
imagine that being
because
easy.
most of like it seems like anytime I'm at a Slayer show, it's like people that don't listen to anything ever in their whole lives except for Slayer because
Yeah.
all they do is fucking like I know because I probably go with like 3 or 4 of those dudes and they yell. They've been yelling Slayer from Ronkonkoma to Penn Station to the fucking 2 openers till Slayer gets on. Till Slayer gets off.
The way
Once we
home.
get back on the train, they're still, I'm not even making this shit up. They're still
I
yelling.
totally believe you. Yeah.
So it's got to be really hard because like that
I was
fan
probably
base.
on that train.
Yeah.
That's
There
tough,
was one
though.
time that Slayer played the same night as Jimmy Buffett, and the train was like all Parrot heads and Slayer fans. Wow. Yeah. It was pretty
I can
interesting.
actually see that going real well.
It was
Yeah,
just
well.
like people were just yelling Slayer anyway, and then there was people in like shitty like Hawaiian shirts, like
I'm visualizing like the Hawaiian shirts all sitting on one side of the train, and the Slayer guys over there.
so. But what was so I guess that Download was probably like your most memorable festival, you think?
Yeah. That was,
Yeah, it's pretty
that was
fucking
memorable.
huge,
I mean,
man.
it became like a thing. Like everybody heard about it, and when you said Hatebreed, like Jamie Josta came up. Like people from bands came up to watch what was happening, and it was bottles, of whatever.
Oh, so it really was like. And how long was your set that time? You guys did like 10 songs or something?
We had to stop.
Oh,
We had to stop playing, and then Slayer eventually showed up, and then we played after them.
oh,
So we played a little bit, got piss thrown at us, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it was a bad idea." Like the festival people.
Wow.
And then,
Oh, wait. So then they came on, and then you guys went on after them for the rest of the set? Is that what I'm?
yeah. I mean, no one that was there to see them.
you know what it is?
Wow.
It's just like 2 totally different styles of music.
Yeah.
Completely. Like I can't think of anyone that they could put in there besides maybe Sepultura or something. Not even today's Sepultura. Like if they got
the
like
real one.
1986 Sepultura and threw them in there, you know, like
That's a tough one.
maybe Exodus
Yeah, it
or
was-
something. Like there's no band that they could fucking fish in there.
Maybe
No.
Power Trip, man. You know, maybe
Power
Power
Trip,
Trip could pull
man.
it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fucking
killer.
Power Trip record's so good.
Love it.
Yeah.
Killer crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we asked Mark to basically give us a list of his favorite Beatles records from least to favorite, man. You want to get in that?
Well, I thought we were doing 5.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, we'll do 5.
All right.
And I know, the Beatles are an interesting thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, I hated the Beatles. I hated the fucking Beatles till I got in my 30s. And the only reason I hated the Beatles was because I felt that they were like fucking parents' bands. I'm like, guys, but then I hated Led Zeppelin too. For no reason. It was just because, it's like, oh no.
You were a rebel.
Yeah.
You had to. You didn't know why. You just had to do
I'm just
it.
like, nah, man, Fugazi or whatever, I was saying. And then as I got older, I was like, okay, they basically have the best songs ever written.
Yeah, they're the best band of all
Right?
time.
Mike, you
No
agree
doubt
back
about
there?
it.
Yeah. Way better than Billy Joel?
Fuck Billy Joel. Don't you fucking start with Billy Joel. Fuck that guy.
Shout out. So, okay, go ahead, Mark.
Talking about Billy Joel. So the guy, my drum tech, his name is Evan. He also works for a bunch of like pop people, and he's doing SNL with Harry Styles from that One Direction.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But every Long Island cliche that could have happened today, when I was hanging out with him, happened. Like, dude blasting Billy Joel in his car. People honking horns, screaming for no reason. Like a little girl. Like I was driving into the Long Beach train station, and like a little girl mean mugged us hard.
Yeah.
She might have been like 11. I was like, look at this little. And her mom fucking holding down the horn. Fuck you! And I was just, yeah. And he's looking at me like, is this real right now? But Beatles.
Was it Downeaster Alexa you guys were rocking in the car? Or?
We didn't start the fire.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I remember being in I think it was 8th grade, and I don't even know why they let this fucking kid in the cafeteria do it, but he wanted to say the lyrics. Yo, picture this. We're all fucking having lunch, and it's like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and this fucking guy is David Krause, I believe his name was, gets on the mic, and they allow him, maybe because it was like all like these historical references and shit, they let him fucking just say the lyrics to the whole song. I don't even know why. That's how banging.
Wait, no musical accompaniment?
No, it
Just
was
freestyle. Just
freestyling.
Was there any reason?
I don't remember because
did
it
he
was
do it with a
8th
rhythmic
grade.
tempo, or he
did,
just
like,
read
fucking
it
acapella?
straight up?
Nah, he was a fucking. I was gonna say he was a nerd, but I guess we were all nerds in 8th grade. I can't really think of any.
Like Boys to Men acapella?
Yeah,
like
it was
that
just
shit?
like he like
like
Stormfront was so banging.
Spoken word poetry. The
God,
cafeteria.
fucking
over
load a
your
gun and
French
hand
fries.
it to me if I had to fucking
And-
sit through that.
That shit had like more words than "It's the End of the World" by REM. I think it was just constant fucking like.
When he finished, was it like silence? Did you stand up and clap?
I think
The
every-
slow 80s
clap.
clap.
No,
Slow 80s clap.
I don't think. I think everyone just continued. Like you don't give a shit. You're like, whatever. Who
What
cares?
the
Like
fuck?
He didn't go into like an Elton John
Yo.
B-side.
David Krause, man, wherever you are. This podcast for you. So all right, go ahead, hit us.
Yes.
Well, number 1 is Abbey Road. That's my favorite.
Well, let's go 5-1.
Oh.
Yeah, like Casey Kasem.
Well, I still like it, but I don't know, maybe like Rubber Soul.
Okay, I love Rubber
That's a
Soul.
So do
record.
I.
What are some songs on it, just so I remember?
I don't know, Eleanor Rigby.
Okay,
Fantastic song. I mean, who writes a song like that?
I don't know, Mike. Who writes a song like that, Mike?
We actually did a festival recently in the UK, and every band on it just was screaming, and it was horrible. And I sound like an old guy, but like you're walking around and doing interviews, but while we were doing it, Sean just kept every song that was just worse than the one before. Sean just kept on going. Is that Ella? Yeah.
I love. I think what helps that band, the Beatles, is just the way the vocals are presented. I mean, obviously I've never seen them live, but everything is so layered, and the harmonies and I feel like they wrote every good melody on the planet.
Yeah,
I feel like-
and the orchestra, like
Yeah,
I think that's all George Martin, but like,
Yeah,
it
he
just
was a
sounds
genius.
massive.
I just watched like a really good documentary from the UK. I think it's called Soundscapes, where they take like all the biggest Dylan and all the big names of the Beatles in there, and the recording techniques that and the Beatles were very involved with it as well as time went on, from when
Yeah.
they were like a boy band or whatever until they started getting high, probably.
Yeah.
And started experimenting, but
Like doing a line, be like, oh, this
really, the techniques that they were using way ahead of their time.
Yeah.
ahead of
Yeah.
their time, especially since they had to, because the technology, like they were ahead of the technology.
Yes.
So the stuff that they were trying to do and stuff. So, but all right. So number 5, you have Rubber Soul. Number 4,
Maybe like Magical Mystery Tour.
Magical Mystery Tour. What's on there?
Magical Mystery
Magical
Tour.
Mystery Tour.
I love
when
that song,
I'm
actually.
not, when you don't look at an album, it's hard to think of it.
That's
Blue
all right.
Jay Way.
That's all right.
Blue Jay Way.
Okay.
That was one of George Harrison's songs.
Yeah.
Um,
He had a lot of great songs
Yeah.
too. They all actually, aside from like Ringo, I can't think of a Ringo song that I like. But I mean, listen, fuck him. Like he's fucking Ringo. He doesn't need my approval.
No, he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Kid's doing all right.
I used to love the Beatles so much that I used to listen to Ringo Starr's solo album, and I have it on vinyl. Actually,
Nice.
like I actually used to listen to the record when
That's
I was a little kid.
That's a fan.
Yeah,
And who got you into that? Your parents?
yeah, my dad.
Your dad. Okay. You see, like my parents liked shitty music. They never liked anything cool.
Yeah.
Like I think it was like disco, like anything that fucking sucked. That's what they listened to. And I was the oldest, so it's like everything that I needed to listen to. It took me time.
You were on your own.
I was on my own,
Yeah.
and it was just like not Donna Summer or whatever the fuck. Like my mom, like it was just like 2 Hispanic kids from fucking Queens listening to shitty fucking music. You know that old story, right? All right.
I don't know, and then maybe Sgt. Pepper's.
Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah,
I think
That was a game changer.
that
It
completely.
was.
I think
if you listen to the second Sgt. Pepper's song, the last song off the album, the beat that Ringo's playing, actually, it sounds kind of like a hip hop beat,
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he.
They did everything first. I feel like.
They did everything. Like I said, it's funny because I hated them, but it wasn't based on their music. It was just like I felt like it was one of those things that like it's like, all right, you like the Beatles, like it's like the easy answer. It's like, of course. But then as you get older, it's like, yeah, I guess they kind of fucking, because even the older shit, like there's so many good songs on there. So.
Yeah.
But A Day in the Life on that record is one of the best songs ever written.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the fact that they had two separate parts, you had the Paul part and the John part, and they wrote them separately, and then they put them together, and somehow it worked. Kind of like Pink Floyd did with Wish You Were Here,
Oh, great fucking album.
right?
Yeah.
So that song Wish You Were Here, same thing. It was just 2 different parts that the 2 guys just put together, and we're still talking about it like 50,
Yeah.
or I think 80 years probably.
I'll
by
admit something completely embarrassing.
now.
Right now.
Uh-oh.
That my first
Tramp stamp, Beatles tramp stamp.
Yeah.
St.
Hold
Anger's
on.
your
I wish
favorite
we had-
Metallica album?
Get the camera. Yeah, we're gonna come clean now. That fucking drum sound, is killer. My first exposure to the Beatles, because my parents listened to like Glenn Miller, big band, Platters, doo wop. They were more into that shit. But
Which is great.
It is great. Yeah, I don't mean shit like it's bad.
Yeah.
But so that Beatles were a little after their, long-haired, those long-haired druggies to them, probably. They were before that generation. But anyway, from the video store, I rented the Sgt. Pepper movie.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
know
nice.
that
Yeah.
abortion with the Bee Gees singing,
Yep.
fucking one of those musical movies that
yeah.
everyone high on cocaine in Hollywood thought it was a great idea to
Great
make.
idea, man.
Let's have the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper, but the Bee Gees will be in it, and fucking Alice Cooper and Steve Martin. Yeah, and we'll make it like 3 hours. I saw that. I thought that was like them singing.
Yeah.
I had no fucking idea
No.
until
Yeah.
later that I'm like, that wasn't even them.
That wasn't even
I was like, oh my god, Because I was like, I don't get this band.
Yeah.
It's like, this shit is fucking weird.
It's horrible.
So bad.
So bad.
And I was like, wow,
The
okay.
Bee Gees, like who
Oh.
fucking okayed that?
It's insane. And I rewatched it recently. I don't know why.
Still bad?
It doesn't, it holds, well, the badness holds up.
Yeah, there you go.
But, I watch bad movies sometimes.
Yeah.
But I just was curious because it was a very bizarre thing to do.
I used to like, what was that other movie? Help? When they were on the train? Was that the movie?
Well, that was really them.
Yeah, that was. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
Hard
that.
Day's
though.
Night.
Yeah,
They
Hard
made a
Day's
few
Night. That's what it was.
Mhm.
That used to crack me up when I was young.
I thought you were
going
to say something like you like the Monkees better or some shit.
The Monkees are fucking good.
Really?
That was my first concert.
I'll go with that.
I thought you were going to truth bomb us right there.
The Monkees are good.
Yeah.
They were kind of put together, but Michael Nesmith is very talented.
Invented
And
white.
Head was a good movie. Anyway.
Yeah.
I went to go see them once, and only 3 out of the 4 guys showed up.
Really?
Who didn't show up?
Davey.
I think it was Davey. Yeah,
You're
he didn't
probably
show up.
brokenhearted.
Yeah. So I
No
think
daydream believer for
yeah,
you,
yeah. I was
motherfucker.
like, motherfucker. I went from that to my next concert, which was ZZ Top and George Thorogood.
Wow.
Wow.
Who the
Talk about
fuck
it.
took you to that?
My brother took me to both of them.
Kicked it up a notch.
He's like, fuck this monkey shit.
Yeah,
We're going
yeah.
to ZZ Top.
Last Train to Clarksville, good song.
That's it. Great
Sorry.
song.
That's a great.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike?
Rivers Cuomo
Yeah.
just wrote a bunch of songs for the Monkees.
Really?
The Monkees just released a new song for a new album, and most
Wow.
of them are written by Rivers Cuomo.
Aren't they like dead?
Who?
One of
Rivers
them's
Cuomo
dead.
from Weezer. Mike just said Rivers Cuomo from Weezer wrote some new Monkey songs for them.
It's like breaking news.
Yeah, right.
We have breaking news coming in right now. It's like Wolf Blitzer.
Yeah, we need.
Weezer is writing songs for the Monkees. We'll have more as it comes in. This is a rapidly changing situation.
And I will continue to apologize for them. So, all right, what's your number 2?
Yes.
White Album,
Okay,
Yeah.
and then Abbey Road.
Abbey Road.
Yeah.
What's remind me what's on Abbey Road?
I mean,
Put you on the spot.
I
You're
can never
you're
remember.
you're a poser Beatles fan.
No. See, I'm not. I'm really, but I can't remember. Album
Yeah.
songs.
Huh?
You know what I mean?
Listen, you hear it first here, man. Mark from Taking Back Sunday said Abbey Road, #1 Beatles record.
Yeah.
You know,
Hard to argue.
we're gonna have Mike Malama tweet it out right now. So definitely.
Years ago, I said that there's a song called "She's So Heavy" on Abbey Road, and I think that might be the first metal song. Listen to that riff. It's
Okay.
heavy. It's really heavy song. I mean,
Helter Skelter, too.
Yeah.
Well, that was on
Pretty
White
heavy
Album.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Right.
Helter Skelter, definitely. Even like Motley Crue. I feel like actually.
Yeah, they
everyone
covered
did
that on Shout at the Devil.
Yeah, that was a great fucking record too. So.
And Charles Manson.
Yeah.
You know,
Yo,
gave
shout
birth
out
to
to Charles Manson. You
Hope
know?
you get better. I heard he's sick. Get better, Charlie.
We're sending you well
Come back to the family.
Red River Podcast.
Oh, serial killers. So funny.
So, all right. Now that we got that out of the way, we're basically going to talk to Mark. You know, I met him a few years ago, and you know, we became chummy just from playing in a band that barely exists, but still, awesome guy. You know.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, all right. I got to ask you, how did you start playing music? Like, what was the first thing? Like, was it drums? Was your first love, like, automatically?
Well, I loved music right off the bat, and then it was a Christmas party at my aunt and uncle's house, and they had a snare drum in their basement. So I asked if I could take it home, and my aunt said yes.
And how old were you?
8.
8.
Wow.
Okay. And did you play along to records at that point? With that snare, you know?
No, I didn't play along until I got a drum set. I don't know. Maybe I was 10. I don't
10.
know.
Oh,
9 and a
that's
half,
awesome.
10%. Yeah.
So I guess your dad showing you, like, the Beatles stuff, like you said, obviously, like, he probably loved the fact that you wanted drums, I think, right?
I don't think he doesn't play anything. He doesn't play music. He likes music, classic rock, but there was nothing, like, he didn't he was always cool, like, yeah, go out, do the best you can with drumming, blah, 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 blah. When Taking Back Sunday got signed, my mom was real pissed that I was not going to Nassau Community College anymore. No.
Every
Sorry about
parent's
that,
dream.
Stay at Nassau Community College, she said.
No way,
I
Mom.
said,
We got
"No, Mom."
signed to Victory Records. We're off.
We got a $10,000 deal at Victory Records, and we signed away all of our publishing we're going to do. Great.
That
Sorry,
whole thing.
shit.
Um,
I don't know if I'm actually legally allowed to bring that up. I don't think I am.
there's like 10 people that listen to this fucking thing. Don't worry. So
But yeah, they were cool. They were both cool.
yeah, they were both cool, and because like that's a commitment. And once you get a drum set, because that's what you had. Like your parents have to know that you're not going to play quietly on the couch.
No.
You're not going to hum along to shit. You're going to be banging shit,
Yeah.
like completely.
I remember when they got me silencers. I was like, well, what the fuck is the point of this? I want to fucking hear that shit.
Yeah,
You
no
know,
fun.
there's
No fun.
No reason to fucking keep it quiet, you know?
And now they have the electronic drum kits, which
Yeah.
are pretty cool. You
Yep.
put the headphone.
Are
No.
they, though? Are they that cool?
Listen, I don't play drums. You do. You tell me. I guess they're not that cool.
I don't think that they're
No?
as much fun.
Don't you have one?
I do.
Okay, but it's
I don't
'cause-
play it. I
Oh,
don't play
really?
it, though. Yeah. I just, it doesn't feel the same. The bounce is weird. And then it's just not set up the way I could properly practice my drums.
You hit too hard. That's what it is. Honestly, you need to relax. So once you start playing, like how long before, like, let's say you meet people that you play with?
Well, Sean, our bass player, him and I grew up around the block from each other in Baldwin.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, him and I had a band together immediately, even though we were just playing garbage. But,
Like
we
what?
wanted...
Like the band Garbage?
No, yes.
Nice.
Yes.
He's only happy when it rains.
Yeah,
Is that true?
we strictly played garbage at age
All right.
10.
So he got a bass too, or was he playing guitar at that time?
I think he might have had a keyboard at that point.
Oh,
But,
God.
Casio.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, maybe in a guitar. I think he might... I could be making that up. I think I am, but let's go with
Listen,
it.
if we had
Guitar.
5 mics, he'd be here answering for himself.
Guitar is just guitar envy. You know,
Yeah.
they want to move around.
Those things
they
are
just
so
can't.
weird looking. You know, like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I just picture, like, I don't know, Saved by the Bell band or some shit like
It is
that.
weird looking,
Did
but it's
Zach-
hard to
Zack
like.
Attack, man.
Did Zach have a guitar?
I'm probably, like, I
maybe.
think, like...
No, I think
I think
Lisa.
that was standard.
I think Lisa Turtle
Lisa.
played it, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Shout
right.
out to Lisa
Yeah,
Turtle
she was
right
hot.
now, who's...
was
Well,
hot.
she's not hot anymore.
No.
Losing
You
her
seen
mind
her?
at this moment. She went crazy.
Her last name was Voorhees, though. Of course she went crazy. Lark Voorhees.
Wow, that is true,
Right?
but...
Maybe it was her all along.
Yeah.
Her and Little Kim look very similar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have
Now.
they ever been seen in the same place?
No.
Be something. Yeah.
All right, so then you and Sean get together, and like, so he's been with you for that long, like from like the beginning.
Yeah. We've been in bands together since maybe 9, 8, 9.
Well, like, so
And Neil, Alex's
Neil.
little brother.
that's right. Wow,
Yeah.
that's right. I haven't seen him in forever. So when did let's go with Taking Back Sunday? When Taking Back Sunday started like what 97?
90. Well, Eddie started a band called Runner Up
Okay.
in 98, and then whatever happened with that, I don't know. But it's funny. Like, my brother played in Movie Life for one album, and Eddie asked him about playing drums in Runner Up, and I knew who Eddie was because Sean lived across the street from Evan Bacon. So we would be outside drinking, and anytime Movie Life had practice, Eddie would show up and just start being a total asshole.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna go with this, and so my brother was like, "Oh, you want to join a band with that guy?" I was like, "No, absolutely not." But my friend Terry Quinn worked with Antonio Longo, Taking Back Sunday's first drummer,
Right, yeah.
at a Mexican restaurant in Westbury, and then he was like, "Yo, this dude's band needs a drummer," and then that's how I tried out. But it's funny because when I showed up, Eddie was there. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Got
what's
me
going on?
anyway.
Yeah.
yeah."
So then you join. What year was that?
99.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Fuck. It feels like so much longer ago, but I guess not. So
I mean, 99 was a long,
Yeah.
18 years.
18
ago.
years.
yeah,
Man.
yeah, I guess it's not like 5 years ago anymore. Okay, so then you join, and then like Antonio at that point is still the singer, right?
Yeah.
So you get in, and like, do you remember like did they have like songs that you practice, or what was like that first practice like?
They had like a 5-song demo, which I thought was horrible,
Okay.
which it is.
Okay.
And but I only learned one of the songs because I could only bear to listen to this one song.
Okay.
That's how horrible.
And you were like,
This-
"Fuck it, I'm in."
Well, you know, I
Did you feel like it was going to get better? Is that why, or you were
I
just?
don't know why. Like, I just wanted to play
You just
in a
wanted to
band
play.
again.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I learned the one song, which was a song called "Go On," and that was it. But after I tried it, I played the song, and then Antonio and Eddie came up to me and was like, "Hey, you want to join?" And I said yes. I
And
did.
then that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then from there, like you guys just start writing songs right away. Like, what's
Yeah. Just all the time practicing. We practiced probably like 5 nights a week at that point.
yeah.
Literally every single night we practiced, and then we started practicing in my parents' basement, and they just showed up without Antonio one day, and so I was like, "Hey, where is he?" And Eddie just goes, "Oh, I kicked him out today," and Adam's gonna sing now. So
Because Adam was playing bass at that time,
yeah,
and then how did Sean get in then?
he got in because of
Because
me.
of that.
Once we needed a bass player.
And then that's it. That solidified the 5 right there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then once Adam and John started singing, like we did a demo at Mike Sapone's house. And once I heard that, I knew that it was a special thing.
Yeah. Do you remember the first thing that you guys wrote that actually made it on one of the records?
Great Romances of the 20th Century.
Okay. So right there, that song made it on a lot of mixtapes for me. Like anytime I made a mixtape, I love that song. And that's the one with the beautiful
Pussy.
girls. Yes, completely. And that's the one with the beautiful girls sample. Yeah, there you go. Great sample back when you were allowed to do stuff like that, because no one, by the time it got to someone who would give a shit, it was probably like 5 years ago. It's like, how dare you guys use that sample? Now it's like, you use a sample and it's like on YouTube and you get sued probably like the next day.
Immediately.
Yeah. So then you start working on these songs, and I think you guys put out like the EP or something, and you start playing shows locally.
Yeah. Yeah, we put out the 5-song. It was called Tell Your Friends, the 5-song demo.
Yeah.
And then, there was this one place in Belmore that we played constantly. And I can't remember what it's called.
Ground
right?
Zero.
Ground Zero.
There you go.
Yes.
There you
Yes. Thank
See,
you.
Parker knows.
And yeah, and actually, Angel Warbe, who signed us to Victory, heard our demo from, I can't remember her name.
That's all right.
Anyway,
Abbey
yeah.
Road.
So, but yeah, yeah. and then that was it. We got a call from Tony Burwell, but we did like literally every label said no before Tony.
Before Tony.
Yeah.
And then all right, so from there, when do you start seeing like the following? Because like it's a pretty legendary thing. Like a lot of people were just saying like when you were playing back then, like it was just like insane the amount of people that you guys were like bringing to a local show.
Yeah, I think we were playing upstate somewhere, and we sold out the place, and then
Upstate, like
upstate, like I don't know, Nyack, I don't know, Poughkeepsie.
okay, Poughkeepsie.
We sold out a show in Poughkeepsie, and
How do you think that happened? Do you think like so the EP made it up there, and like just all these kids were just like taking back Sundays coming to town?
I don't know.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it just happened one day. But I remember that one show in Poughkeepsie. I was like, oh my god, I think this is gonna be maybe a thing.
And then from there, like so, like the 5 of you, like let's say you're in the car after the show, like what's the vibe like? You're just like, holy shit! You're like, this is kind of like working right now.
I don't, no, we don't ever. I don't think we ever did that. Literally.
You guys just put botch on and kept driving.
I don't know. We never had that kind of relationship where we do like. Oh,
Weren't you an
God.
emo band? Didn't you guys like all like like talk about feelings with each other? On the band?
No, never. We never brought up anything like. We do that now.
Do you?
Like if we play a cool festival and there's a lot of people, you know, a lot of us, you know, I can't believe that we're still able to do this at this point.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially from you know, I guess maybe like when you're a kid and you're younger, you're just kind of like living in that moment, like
Yeah.
oh whatever.
Yeah.
And then you go home. Did you still have a job at that point? Probably, right?
The last job I had, well, I sold, you know, I sold. So that was the last job I had.
You
but
what?
Sold. I sold weed and.
Oh, really?
You know, I sold, you know, different
Okay.
types of drugs. But I used to valet park cars so my mom wouldn't
As a cover.
yell at me.
I had to cover too,
I
actually.
was saying, how did you not pick up on what he was saying?
Oh,
I got it.
I have to focus. You guys have a different perspective. I'm trying to be
True.
like, you know, like I don't want to embarrass my friend here by like sounding, you know, like you guys have that focus. I'm like, oh,
I'm still thinking about that fucking Morrissey money, man. That's where my fucking mind is.
$200,000
Extra.
soon.
Didn't you say extra?
Extra, yeah. Man, you know when that,
You
when
should have
that-
sold to that guy, man. You could have made a lot of money.
Wonder what drugs Marcy does. He just sucks his own.
All.
dick.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever he could afford, which is everything.
Yeah.
So.
Anal nitrate.
It's like fucking back to school. Do you look at a menu and say okay? You know?
So how long? All right. So you get signed to Victory, and what's that feeling like? You guys are kind of like
Amazing.
amazing, right? Because
Yeah, I
like
was
at that
pumped, 'cause
point,
I- big
Victory,
hate breed.
Victory
Yeah.
was like the
Huge
shit.
label. Yeah.
So
Yeah. You know, I did like, you know, I still am a big Hate Breed fan, but at that point, I loved them. And I was reading an interview with Jamie Josta where he was talking about signing there and the issues that they had. And literally the same day, I think, you know, Eddie, maybe John called me and was like, hey, I think Victory Records is going to sign us. But, you know, we didn't give a shit. Whatever.
you don't,
Yeah.
you know, because you're thinking like, okay, cool, we're on. Like just back then, especially, the thought of getting signed to anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're getting signed.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it could have been
official,
to
man.
like
Yeah.
fucking, you know, Doorknob Records. You're like, I remember like my band sending shit out, and it was like, yo, you know, whatever, like, you know, Shitbag Records just said that they're considering it. We're like, fuck yeah.
I remember going to that office because they
Where?
were looking
Oh,
at
you guys-
Victory. Yeah,
oh,
'cause
really?
they
You were
were
with
looking
Sky-
at us. Yeah, for Sky
Did
Game
S-
Falling.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were going to offer us something, and we were just like, oh, we'll go up there, we'll talk or whatever. And I remember walking into those offices, and it was a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because it was like somewhat of a real record label,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, Thursday. I mean,
Yeah.
Thursday sold 100,000.
Yep.
Hate Breed sold 100,000, and then at that point, for bands that came out of whatever scene, you know, any sort of punk rock, hardcore, whatever it is, that was massive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Completely. And funny, full circle. Now it's even massive. It's back to being massive.
Yeah,
If you sell
yeah.
100,000 records, you're
Yeah.
like, yes. So, did Sky Came Falling ever sign to them?
No. I mean, after, you know, when I left after 1021, they wound up just doing the last one on Ferret just because they had.
Ferret was
just
the
'cause
other
they
one.
had
That's
such-
right.
And the funny thing about Ferret
Makes
is, I
sense.
mean, we were, you know, not that we were fucking pioneers or anything, but like we left that label. Then like, you know, they put out like Kill Switch Engage, Every Time I Die, From Autumn to Ash, like these huge bands. That,
Really?
You know, yeah. You know, so
How come you didn't sign to Victory?
I think we just had a bad feeling just right off the bat.
Why?
I don't know. I think yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't. I mean, it must have been after the Thursday tour that we did with Thursday, because that's the only reason why I can think why we were there.
Yeah.
Because I remember Victory called us and they were just like, "Hey, we got this new band. We need you to do us a favor. Take this band Thursday out." And I remember going to going to Tower Records when that was still fucking around, and I bought the Thursday album, and I was just like, "Holy fuck, this is fucking great."
Was it Full Collapse?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
yeah.
know, I was like, this is fucking great. And I think that came out, I think the anniversary just
2001.
passed. I think the anniversary was this month and it just passed. And I remember we were leaving on a 3-week tour. It was us, them, and this band Fairweather, who was on Equal Vision.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to do the 3-week tour with them. And the minute that I put that Thursday album on, I was just like, holy shit. And I think I literally listened to it every fucking day for the next 3 months. And that was probably still my favorite tour that I ever
That
went
was
on.
the shit.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
record.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna pick it up with that Thursday talk, because I definitely love that record and
Yeah.
I want to give it a shout. So we're gonna take a quick break.